As you guys know, the trailer for the new Harry Potter series came out a few days ago, and as I explained in a previous video, I am doing my best to hold out hope that this series can be good, even though I know better. Even though Hollywood has completely destroyed just about every franchise I love, it's like I'm in denial, hoping that they can't do it to Harry Potter too, even though it looks like they might be trying to ruin Harry Potter too. I mean, the first info we got about this show, before we knew who was playing Harry Potter, before who we knew was playing Dumbledore, before we really knew anything about this show, we got the news that we were going to get a black Snape. Now, isn't that weird when you really think about it? Why was that the first piece of news floating out there when it comes to this show? It's like we heard the show was going to be made, and then we heard we're getting a black Snape. So it feels like there was like an effort to just kill any momentum this show had right from the get-go. But despite that, I've tried to hold out hope that this show can be good. Because I was hoping that, hey, maybe you cast a black Snape, you leave it at that. You don't virtue signal about it. We don't have to hear about it 24/7. I don't have to see this guy play victim every time I look on the internet. Because look, I used to be a huge Star Wars fan. I loved Star Wars way more than Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, or any of that. But now I could not care less about Star Wars. Not just because Disney absolutely just destroyed the franchise, but because they got to the point where they were marketing the new shows, they were promoting the new shows by simply complaining about the hate that certain characters were getting. Like the Obi-Wan show, The Acolyte. They weren't promoted like, oh my God, oh look at Obi-Wan, look at the Jedi, you're going to find out this or that. No, they promoted the shows by complaining 24/7 that some of the black actresses in the shows were getting hate and pushback for some of the nonsense, some of the just the pure crap they were spewing out of their mouths on social media. So, for me, Star Wars was not just ruined by the crappy product that Disney put out, but it was the way they went about promoting it. Like, we don't even care to try to convince you the show is good. No, we're just going to virtue signal and play victim and accuse everyone of being racist, and we're going to hope that brings in views, right? So I was hoping that the Harry Potter show would not use that strategy. It's bad enough that you got a black Snape. It makes no sense at all. But at the very least, you can just do your thing and everyone just try to pretend it's normal. When you see Snape running around with dreadlocks, try to pretend it's normal, folks. But no. Of course, they just can't help themselves. Hollywood just can't help themselves. Because this is what it's all about. Is making the new Harry Potter series, was it really about fleshing out the story? Hell, is it even about making money? Or is it about pushing a message? Is it about race swapping certain characters and virtue signaling and using this as your new example of, oh my God, look, racism is real. People are mad at Black Snape. Is that what these people are doing? It's surely starting to feel like it because the articles are already starting and Papa Sadu, or however you pronounce his name, is already out here playing victim, complaining, claiming he's getting death threats and what have you. And look, in today's day and age, I'm not trying to downplay anything, but you get death threats for any opinion online. I get death threats every day, okay? I'm not saying it's okay. I'm not wishing harm on anyone because of a Harry Potter show, and no one else should be either. But they knew what they were doing when they made this casting decision. And they purposely put out this news before any other news because they wanted to cause issues. They wanted there to be negative attention because that's what Hollywood looks for these days. It's like they can't get any positive attention around their products, so they welcome in negative attention. So now the articles are already starting, painting this guy out to be a victim, and we're not hearing about how awesome the new Harry Potter show is going to be. We're hearing about how horrible and racist Harry Potter fans are. I want to go ahead and dive into this article, though. It says right here, Harry Potter series star Papa Essadou says he's received death threats for Snape casting. I've been told, quit or I'll murder you, the actor says. Papa Essadou has revealed he's faced racist death threats after being cast as Professor Severus Snape in HBO's upcoming Harry Potter television series. I've been told, quit or I'll murder you, said the actor on Saturday. Essadou said after his casting was officially announced in April 2025, he faced backlash for being a black actor stepping into the role of Snape. It really matters. The reality is that if I look at Instagram, I will see somebody saying, I'm going to come to your house and kill you. So while I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be murdered, that could age badly. But yes, while I hope I'll be okay, nobody should have to encounter this for doing their job, he said. Many people put their lives on the line in their work. I'm playing a wizard in Harry Potter, and I'd be lying if I said that it does not affect me emotionally. The role of Snape was originated by Alan Rickman in 2001's Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. He went on to portray the wizard throughout its 8-film run. However, the I May Destroy You star added that the abuse fuels me and it makes me more passionate about making this character my own because I think of how I felt as a kid. I would imagine myself at Hogwarts on broomsticks, and the idea that a kid like me can see themselves represented in that world, that's motivation. To not be intimidated by someone saying that they'd rather I die instead of doing work, I'm going to be really proud of, he continued. When asked if he could stay offline to avoid negative discourse, Essadou noted, even if you successfully ignore it, it doesn't mean it's not happening. Continuing, the issue remains endemic and, anyway, people see stuff in a message to ask if I'm okay. So the articles are already starting. Painting this guy out to be the victim, it's already starting. And by the time the show comes out in December, we're going to hear more about this guy being a victim than we're going to hear about the actual show. That's how this stuff tends to play out in Hollywood. I wish I was wrong. I was holding out hope for this series, but I could already see the writing on the wall where they're going at with this. They're going to blame any failures of this show if it does fail, which Harry Potter may be too big to fail. But if it does, it's going to be blamed on the racist, toxic fans who had a problem with a black guy playing Snape. Now, in that article, he said something very problematic. For me, at least. He talks about making the character of Snape his own. This is not his character to reshape. I don't watch Harry Potter to see some random guy make a character out of the Harry Potter books his own. Okay? I didn't watch the Harry Potter movies to see Daniel Radcliffe make Harry Potter his own. I watched them to watch Daniel Radcliffe play Harry Potter. And the same can be said for every other actor involved in those movies, and the same can be said for this series. We're not tuning in to watch these people behave in the way that they want to, or to behave in the way that they think these characters should behave. We're not here to watch them give a unique take on the character. We're not here to watch them play this character from a unique, different perspective. No, we're here to see the characters that we know and we love. And sometimes the characters that we even hate and dislike. We're not here to watch some random black guy make Snape his own character. And if that offends you, sorry, don't give a damn. That's reality. But they knew what they were doing when they casted him. They know what they're doing right now. And unfortunately, they're going down that same path that we see Lucasfilm going down. They're going down the same path as the people who worked on that Amazon Lord of the Rings series, The Rings of Power. They're starting to go down that same path. And although things aren't that bad yet, they still could be. And we're still early on. If they're starting this up and the show doesn't come out until December, then how do you think? Do you think that they're just going to quiet down about, oh my God, the racism and blah, blah. I feel like they literally do this stuff on purpose. Because when you look around racism, they try to act like racism is so prevalent. No, it's not. But they need something to point towards. So they know what they're doing when they casted Papa Asadou. They threw him out to the wolves. We're going to use you as our sacrificial lamb. Any criticisms we get for the show, we'll say it's because we casted a black Snape. They know what position they were putting him in. And at some point, these actors, look, I understand not turning down money, not turning down a job. I don't blame them for it. I don't blame this guy for playing Snape. But at some point, you got to understand what you're doing and what comes with it, right? I understand you were a kid. Maybe you liked Harry Potter and you would fly around on your broomstick. That does not make you Snape. That does not give you the right to play Snape. When I was a kid, I listened to Tupac and sometimes I would rap his music. Nowhere in my mind did I think that I would be playing Tupac in the biopic when I got older. So I don't care what imagination you had when you were a kid. I don't care if you liked this or if you liked that. You don't look like Snape. You have no business playing Snape. And the fact that one of the first quotes we get from you is about how you're going to make this character your own, it tells me everything I need to know. It lets me know that you're not approaching this with the right mindset at all. And knowing that, it's hard for me to be excited about this show, even though I'm trying to hold out hope. It looks like they're trying to nuke whatever hope that I could ever possibly have that this show could be something special. Because for something like Harry Potter, being good is not enough. Being good, being okay, being man, that's not enough. It needs to be amazing. It needs to be magical. There needs to be a reason why we have this series. Because right now it looks pointless. I mean, the overall tone of the show in the trailer, it looks kind of dry. I don't see any upgrade here. It looks like a massive downgrade from the movies, if you ask me so far. But I guess I could say that I saw this coming. I'm not surprised, but I am somewhat disappointed. I want to hear from you guys, though, down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you all soon in the next one.